Mika, I've not said anything actually about the hostage issue because I don't want to endanger Americans' lives. And by furthering that thinking, when people are traveling abroad, when people are in other places where they might be in danger, we're basically doing that. But the fact is that just by its own description, and this will be the first time I've ever said this publicly, but just their own description of using those dollars as leverage to cause these people to leave, to be able to leave, I mean, just look it up in Webster's dictionary. It is ransom, and it pains me to say that. I think what this really leads us to, Mika, is the fact that there's so much that's happening with Iran that is not transparent. I mean, we've seen numbers of issues where we've tilted, we've made arrangements for them to actually be in violation of the agreement that was executed by not being a treaty, unfortunately. But we've seen this on numbers of occasions, and I think what it breeds is the fact that we in Congress and the American people need much greater transparency as it relates to our dealings with Iran.
Could you explain what you meant when you said that Secretary Kerry is lying prostrate in front of Lavrov?
So look, we met with Secretary Kerry in Munich, numbers of us on both sides of the aisle, as he began this whole discussion around cessation of hostilities. He has no cards to play. So he sits down in front of Lavrov. What are we going to do if Russia continues as they are, killing civilians in Syria? Nothing. We're going to do nothing. Lavrov knows we're going to do nothing. So what is the leverage that he has? And so it's, to me, I mean, seriously, it has to be somewhat of an embarrassment for a Secretary of State to go into these meetings knowing that Russia stepped into the vacuum 5 or 6 months ago, has all the leverage in determining the future of Syria, and then basically you have Secretary Kerry with hat in hand going to these meetings. He has no leverage, none, zero. We lost our leverage when we didn't enforce the red line back in 2013. We lost our leverage a year and a half ago when we had an agreement in principle to deal with a no-fly zone, if you will, along the Turkish border and in the northwest triangle of Aleppo to give these refugees a place to go. But we didn't do it. The president didn't act. He had people on his behalf negotiating those things, but we didn't act. And over time, Russia stepped into the vacuum, and Russia is going to determine the future of Syria. The problem is that innocent people that wake up each day with the hopes and aspirations that all of you have and that I have are being slaughtered. And we have enabled that. And it's just a fact. And it's just so saddening to all of us. It's disappointing. It's disastrous to see what is happening there. And yet there is no plan B. I'd love for you to ask Secretary Kerry or President Obama, tell us what plan B is. President Putin and Lavrov, no, there's no plan B. So how can we have any leverage? So to me, look, I'm sorry, I know many of these people. It is the greatest humanitarian disaster in modern times. And the United States of America, by our inaction, by us big hat, no cattle, making statements about red lines, encouraging these people out, as we did. Our ambassador on the ground encouraging these people out. We have enabled this to occur.
Chair of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, Senator Bob Corker.
Thank you.